Welcome back to the show. It's the EDP, Encyclopedia Hip Hop. A show ago, you listened to me and Dee Dee. You listened to me and Spinderella, wax poetic about just about some everything. And this show, we got the other person on the couch. if you're a hip hop fan,
yeah, if they know they hip hop.
Yeah, if you know your hip hop, it's the other person on the couch. MC, producer, trendsetter, geek. It's the force of 20 men like a Jedi Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, Kwame Vader, K1, 1 million. What's up?
Kwame, what up? What's going on, homie?
Yo, nothing, man. It's welcome to the show. I've been trying to get you on the show for a while now.
Yeah, man. You know, part of my flagrancy.
That's what it is. You're in the Grammys, right?
Yeah. I'm out in LA. Not necessarily out here for the Grammys, but out here running around doing the politicking of the Grammys, if you want to call it that.
I can dig it. You got to do that. People listening, this is going to be a treat for you listening. We're going to hit a lot of things here: music, action figures, sneakers, some of everything. So let's take it from the top. You from Queens, right?
Queens, New York, born and raised.
Yo, so I think around the time you came out, I thought you were from Philly.
You know what? I don't know how that started to come about. I did spend a lot of time from Philly. A lot of my best friends are from Philly, so I guess I was seeing a lot out there. So I guess people thought they were putting two and two together, but they were coming up with seven.
I'm gonna tell you why I thought it. Cause first you had Tap Money. And EST was in the video. You were in Larry Lair's video for the, that's what they call me. I'm like, shit, he could have been a hilltop hustler as far as I know. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Tat was the funny thing is this. Before I dropped my first album, I met Tap Money and Steady B and Cool C at a show that they were doing with Kid and Play.
Okay.
And we all hit it off and we all got real cool, especially me and Tat. So when my DJ B Flat, the late B Flat, wasn't able to continue with A New Beginning, the first person I could only think of was Tat. And it was so coincidental that Tat was not rocking with Steady at the time. So, it just worked out. As far as EST goes, I met him on tour and we all just became real good friends, between me, EST, Tap Money, Larry Lair. That was just our little New York, Philly connection.
Shout out to Larry Lair, the Wizard.
That's right.
That's what they call him. Speaking of you and EST, I mean, if you think about it now, of course we got the hip hop, but then you start doing producing. You're producing Christina Aguilera and all these buzzes, and EST is over here writing for Beyonce. So basically, just taking over the whole. No genre is safe right now.
Well, it's just about, I guess, the time that we grew up in. We didn't grow up. I put it like this: kids today pick and choose what genre they love, and they stick to it.
Yeah, like it's a sports team.
Yeah, when we grew up, we loved everything.
True.
We grew up with hip hop, but before we loved hip hop, we loved just everything. Radio stations were a little bit more lenient, so they would play the right amount of hip hop, pop, R&B all together, and we soaked it all in. And especially hip hoppers soaked everything in because if they were into samples and digging like that, you exposed yourself to everything.
Yeah.
So it's a natural progression for somebody like myself or EST or anybody from that era to write and produce and everything like that because we were exposed to everything. It's not, we don't just understand hip hop, we understand everything.
Yeah. True, because I said before on the show, when we grew up, we actually had genres. So you had soul, and you had R&B, and you had funk. You had things, and they were different. in my opinion, most of the stuff right now is popular music. It's just different kinds of popular music. But before, you would have your different radio stations that would play different things. You wouldn't hear, you're not gonna hear the Doobie Brothers on your R&B station. I mean, you could, but you're not gonna hear certain
But
people on certain stations.
But not to cut you off, when I was a kid in New York, we had two stations. One still exists, WBLS, and then we had another station, 92 KTU. It still exists, but it's just a different format. Mm-hmm. But I gotta tell you, man, when I was a kid, the playlist would go from Grandmaster Flash to Blondie to the Doobie Brothers to Madonna to Michael Jackson to Culture Club to James Brown. They played everything, all on one station. So for me as a kid, I didn't understand genres. I understood music I liked and music I didn't like. Like I didn't come up in a time where things were put in that box. And that MTV era started hitting, it started throwing people in these boxes and things got mixed up. But I didn't know how old this artist was. And, it's like if there was a new Smokey Robinson record, it was just as fresh as a new Melly Mel record.
That's true. Yeah.
It didn't make no difference. It's nowadays, man, everything's about the 15-year-old phenom from Australia somewhere or whatever. And, it's everybody is chasing that pop check and totally abandoning the music that influenced the things that they do at times. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for everybody. No. But it's just a different time, man.
I know. And you, this was the thing that gravitated me to you and your music. You were ahead of the curve. I mean, you came out, you had the logo, sporting the logo right now.
I'm not into sports, so I gotta post something up.
Yeah. The logo, Hemi, shouts to Hemi, the concept album, the backing band, shout outs to A Sharp and C Major, rest in peace, B Flat, the Bone Age. And seriously, how did you make the dots blow up like that? You single-handedly made designers rush the stores with these joints.
Well, it wasn't an intentional thing. Honestly, it was like when I shot my first album cover and video and everything, I only had like one or two good outfits. So it was like the best way to put them all together. If I had a black and white outfit, I had a black and white polka dot shirt, and I can switch the outfit around that shirt, or white and black polka dot tie, switch the outfit around like that. So, I just switched the two items that were polka dot that I had, and I flipped them in three different ways. Like I wore them as pajamas in my first video, a shirt in the back of my single cover, a whole outfit in the back of my album cover. And it was like, people took that and thought, okay, dude must be wearing this all the time.
Right. So
when I started hitting the road, the people that appreciated my music started showing up in those polka dot outfits. Man. And I was like, oh, damn, I didn't think it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
So from that, I took it and said, okay, let's make this a part of the movement.
Yeah, because I'm sitting back like, this dude's a mastermind. This is marketing strategy. You out here like, yo, I'm going to do that. Because, like I said, I was telling my man the other day, few people affected the fashion industry like you. Because you had designers was rushing the stores with this stuff, and there was no polka dots in the stores a year before.
Nope.
It was nothing, and that's crazy. Big ass polka dots. I never even seen this shit before. It's crazy. Plus, you're underrated storyteller. And the people that's listening, you know the music, you know the songs. The mere fact that he smashed his mother's friend in his debut song. How can you not?
Well, you know what? All my stories, the funny thing is, my huge influences as a young boy, like, just being like 13, 14 years old, I'd be following Dana around, Slick Rick around, and, praying that I'd be let into the Kango crew. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Kango crew. Yeah.
So it was like that influence was a heavy thing. Like, for example, I had a whole nother rap name, and if it wasn't for Dana Dane, I wouldn't be known as my own real name, Kwame. So those guys were super influential on me when I was a kid. And, I prefer to paint some sort of story. it's but so much bragging somebody can do.
True.
But there's a million stories. Put this way, there's but so much bragging a rapper could do before he starts lying. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in telling stories and writing songs to where people can relate or people can visualize what it was. Even back when I was a kid, I would be the one dude that blow up all the movies because I'd come back to school. Yo, did you see Indiana Jones? And just tell the whole story. And all the kids be mad at me because you know, I blew the spoiler alert up. Basically. But that's just the approach that I like to take in songs, stories, and situations.
Yeah, because when me and the fellas, we discuss, we politic MCs, my rule has always been, I can't put you up in the upper echelons if you don't have a dope story rhyme in your catalog. Because it's kind of the foundation, it's part of hip-hop for me. I mean, when you got a dope story, the mere fact that Lottie Dottie can rock a crowd, it's hard to rock a crowd when you're telling a story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cinderella and Delancey Street, you know, things like that. So I give you much props for that. Now, did you produce any of the early videos that you in?
Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I co-directed and I wrote them and co-directed them. All of them.
What's your favorite video shoot?
The first one.
The first one?
The Man We All Know and Love. Because every other video that I ever shot, I was tired as hell. And it was like, come off tour, shoot this video, go back on tour. So I would say no, 2/3, because the first 3 videos.
You Got to Get Down looked fun, yo.
Yeah, You Got to Get Down and the rhythm was shot back to back. Like one was shot on Friday, one was shot on Saturday. Damn. And the thing that I loved, I hate You Got to Get Down. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate that song.
The remix both?
The remix. I hate it.
Okay.
Like you'll never hear me perform that record. And that was a record that was the one and only beat that Herbie Lovebug did for me. And he was contractually bound to do a record. So he did that remix. And I think he dumbed the record down. But it worked for the video.
Yeah.
The reason why I love that video so much was because so many rappers came out of my neighborhood. It was myself, Kid and Play, Eric B, Cool G Rap, Herbie Lovebug. I'm forgetting some other people. Cool G Rap, DJ Polo. So many people were coming out of this neighborhood, but nobody did a video in their neighborhood.
Right.
Like I shot the video right in front of my grandmother's house, which was technically my house. I was living there at the time. So dope. It was like, why, all these people want to rep Queens and rep their neighborhoods, but nobody brought anything back to the neighborhood. And nobody's brought anything back to the neighborhood ever since. So my thing was, that was a very important day because every kid from a certain age remembers that day forever. They're always going to remember that day. So I get 35-year-olds coming up to me like, yo, I was 10 years old, man, when that joint, and I had the best day ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just dope to have been able to bring that to my neighborhood.
Yeah. Now was Vin Diesel in that joint, or was he just in Nasty?
He was in Nasty.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people in.
He might have, honestly, he might have came to that. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But he was definitely featured in that.
Yeah, he was. It's funny. Yeah, if you go back and look at that video, it's funny. It's not as funny as his breakdancing.
Oh no.
It's nothing funnier than his breakdancing tutorial. But the Nasty videos, it's nice to see him. And you always had to find women in the videos too. Of course, we got Dee Dee, the girl in the Only You. Everybody loved Tasha. We're waiting on the solo for Tasha. The girl in Nasty, the girl in the Rhythm.
Well, you know what? My thing was this. I was always trying to pick good-looking women, but realistic-looking women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Yeah, Tasha, but Tasha's realistically beautiful. You can find a girl that may remind you of Tasha. You know what I'm saying? You know, may find a girl that might remind you of the girl in the rhythm. And that, you know, that was just the 17-year-old me, my perspective on women at the time. Yeah. So, you know, it was good to be able to do that. And plus I had like, my mom's was on it. So if anybody came in there looking like halfway freaked out, my moms were kicking them right out the video. Like seriously, my mom said shut plenty of sets down. Damn. When some chick come in here butt naked or half naked or whatever. My mom's was not playing.
That's what's up. Shouts to moms.
Yeah.
Favorite song from Day in the Life?
A Day in the Life. Party Going On.
Yo, I still quote that joint almost weekly.
Only You, of course. And Yes, Yes, Y'all. And The Man. I love The Man. I was listening to The Man. I don't really listen to my records, but I was listening to A Day in the Life recently, and I love that record. The Man, Yes, Yes, Y'all, Party Going On, yeah. and Only You.
Like seriously, anytime someone or I say, you know what? I always say you're right, and then batches and batches, bundles and bushels. It's a tick. I don't know why. Because I listen to Day in the Life. I don't even know how many times. I'm back to back. Now, why wasn't it a movie? I told you on Twitter it needs to be.
Well, check this out. Honestly, it was supposed to be. It was set up to be. The script was written. Everything was in play, and the head of my label at the time said to me, quote unquote, hip hop doesn't do things like that, so we're not going to pay for anything like that. That was the quote unquote. Like that was the whole point of the album, was to make a long form video / mini movie to the album. That was the whole point of making the album the way that album was. I mean, you know, it's supposed to be set in school. You know, it was just like a senior in high school story that day. Yeah. You know, and a lot of, you know, I got a lot of flack for the album because it wasn't as like lyrical or hard as the first album, but you know, that was just one of 3 components for the album. It was supposed to be album, video, and then a live presentation, like a play.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on the joint. It's like, need to be a play. It still should be off Broadway. It still needs to be a play. You know, if they can finance that hip opera, I'm sure it can fucking put this out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's awful.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, man.
They'll do me like they did Green Day and do a play around their record.
Right. Now, here's a question. How did you end up doing the BBD Poison joint?
Weird. I was hanging out with, I don't know why, I don't know how, I can't remember. I moved to LA when I was younger, and I was hanging out with somebody who knew, my man Dougie. I was hanging out with my man, this kid named Dougie D. And me and Dougie D were hanging out. Me, Dougie D, and Dana Dane were hanging out, and we linked up with Michael Bivins. So we driving around, I don't know where we were going, but we was on some long ass drive in the back of Michael's truck. And Mike was driving, he was like, yo man, I'm putting together this group, me, Ronnie, and Rick. And I was like, that shit is never gonna work. He's like, nah, I'm serious, we're gonna call it BBD. And he goes, our first record, and he played the demo of Poison. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's the worst shit I ever heard. He's like, nah. He's like, I need some raps. I was like, man, give me a pen. And I always kept like a pad, paper, or whatever on me. I wrote both rhymes, but the majority of the rhyme that I kept that I wrote was pretty much all of Ronnie's rhyme. Ronnie's rhyme was the whole thing they kept. They kept pieces and bits of Mike's rhyme, but all of Ronnie's rhyme was what I gave him in the car that day. I was like, here, I showed him how to say it. I made him to remember what the flow was. And I was like, good luck.
Yo, and it turned out to be the
one of the most classic records of the 90s.
The 90s joint.
Who would ever believe?
Yeah, that's just horrible.
And I just remember it was coming out, it was blowing up. I was like, I can't believe people like this shit. Like, I'm weird like that, but I love the record now. But it took so long for it to grow on me. I was just like, man, I don't know. I was in a weird place musically back then. If it wasn't a certain type of thing, I just wasn't messing with it.
I feel you. Now, people might not, know you've been on the producing joint. Like I said, Mary J. Blige, LL, Janet, Keisha Cole, Meth. Yo, the tweet beat that you did is sick.
That's a lot of people's all-time favorite.
That joint, yo. And I didn't even, if it wasn't for Missy and the Big Guy, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
But yo, that beat is sick.
Thank you.
What do you oh, and we can't forget Baby Make It Boom. We can't forget that.
Shit. You can't, I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't forget Baby Make It Boom.
It don't count, right? My name is spelled wrong.
It is. That's hilarious too. Yo, but on the low, not on the low, Antoinette's one of the dopest lyricists out back in the day. But yeah, so what do you have coming up? What are you working on? What are you mixing up?
There's a bunch of things that's in the works. It's funny, like I was in this real, not to be all like super personal and stuff, but I was going through a divorce, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was in this like real mellow R&B'd out zone for the last 2.5 years.
The Hey Love classics.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, that album came out. And so I started working on a couple of projects at the same time. I started working on Vivian Green.
Nice.
We're still working on that. There's a new cat by the name of Shalik Rivers. They call him he goes by Shalik. He's on Universal Pendulum. And he had a pretty good single that did well in the R&B charts last year. And he comes out with his album in April. Was working on that. And, also who's like a person who's like my sister is this R&B artist, Algebra Blessett.
Algebra is dope.
And yeah, man. And like people who know about her know exactly how dope she is. And people don't understand. She's a 2-time Grammy winner. Mm-hmm. She's a dope writer, extremely dope artist. And her first album was dope. People liked it, but she took a 7-year break. And within those 7 years, her and I have been slowly recrafting. And between myself and some other producers, man, like we put together a real solid, great R&B album that drops tomorrow. The name of the album is Recovery. And it's getting a lot of great reviews so far. And, just hopefully it does real well for her. It was a labor of love. So I'm glad it's finally coming out.
Everybody, go grab it. Go. Make sure you support that because you did the joints on purpose. You did the run and hide and the Can I Keep You.
I did Run and Hide, Can I Keep You, and one other one. I don't know why I can't remember the name. Halfway. Yeah. So I did 3 on purpose and 5 on Recovery. So and I did the title song Recovery. So it's a labor of love for both of us. Because this is like a real big deal for the both of us creatively.
Make sure you get that.
Hey, and if anybody's in the New York City area, the 28th, she's doing the album release show at SOB's. Come through. If you're in the Atlanta area, the 30th, she's doing her album release at Center Stage. So it's going to be crazy. Like when I say it's going to be crazy, it's not based just on the music alone. Yes, her band is crazy and everything, but she does like this aerial acrobatics.
Oh shit!
On stage, like some real live aerial work.
Like on some Pink shit?
Yeah, kind of like that, but like Pink does like the she's not allowed to do it anymore, but she did like the trapeze and stuff like that.
Right.
What Algebra does is like, I don't know what they call them. They call them strings, and they just take strands of cloth.
Oh, when you get wrapped up and then you
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, so we'll make sure we tweet that out too. Yeah, if you in New York, and you said Atlanta?
Yep, New York is SOBs on the 28th. Atlanta is Center Stage on the 30th.
All right, I like that. I'll make sure I cop that. The alumni.
Yes.
What's people? I can't even express. If you're a hip hop, Kwame, will you please tell them about the alumni?
Okay. The alumni is comprised of myself, Special Ed, Chub Rock, Dana Dane, Moni Love, and our, what do you call it? Our honorary members are Nice and Smooth.
Shout us to Great Nice. I put a tweet on the other week. I said there's never been a hip hop song that Greg Nice. There's never been a hip hop song, a whack hip hop song that Greg Nice rhymed first on in the history of hip hop. If he rhymes first on your song, it's a hit.
Yep. So it's like what we do is all five of us get on stage at one time, and we just give a classic hip hop experience to the audience. So I drop a song. Right after my song, Ed drops a song, Moni drops a song, Chubb, Dana, and we go back and forth with key songs that we have in our catalog. We do crowd participation. We got a DJ set. You know, we do the whole a dance thing. We do the whole 5 elements. Only thing we don't do is tag up on the wall. That's the 5th element we don't do. And we'll probably end up doing that, getting the graffiti artist. So every after every show, there's a dope graffiti piece that the artist does. That's one of the last components I want to put on there. And all 5 elements on stage at one time, and we just give it to the crowd for like an hour and a half. We just kill them. Yeah. And that's pretty much what the alumni is. And it started, it was like a brainchild of Dana and Chubb. They brought it to me. I took it to like the visual level, and like I got videos out. We have a couple of videos out on YouTube.
Yo, the joint in the car when you're picking up each other is hilarious. Yo, that gives any hip hop fan like chills. Like, yo, this is how you would picture hip hop.
That and I shot that. They didn't even know that I was going to shoot that. They came to my house, and I shot it. I was like, look, we had to go somewhere in the city. And I live in New Jersey, so on the way from New Jersey to where we went in the city, we shot that video. It took us about an hour.
Word.
Yeah, man, it was dope.
That's and they get on stage and they finish each other's rhymes, and everybody knows the verses. It's a really good look for hip hop. We for vintage, classic, old. We don't like old school. Golden classic. Era, classic. I call it diamond era. Now you gotta get Spin on the show.
Well, we can't afford Spin. How about that?
Yo, Didi, I know you're listening.
Spin is down. Actually, she is down.
Yeah.
It's just we can't afford her.
I told her.
You gotta think about it. You got 5 people up there that get their own money by themselves. It's kind of, that's the one little wrinkle. But that's the wrinkle in any kind of big business. You know, the more we do, the more money we make, and the next thing you know, Spinderella's down.
No doubt. Now, are you gonna do eventually like an original material album, some new joints with all of you guys?
Hopefully, the music's made on my end.
Oh.
So we see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, and I got beef with how things popped off back in the day. The Herbie's Machine. One needed a name. Should have been a crew. You guys would have been up there with the Juice Crew and Hit Squad and everybody. But it was no posse cuts. It would have been the dopest joints. It would have been the most parent-friendliest joints ever, too. But
I know,
it would have
right?
been
the
dope.
most parent-friendly symphony record.
Right.
I do not know why that never happened. That is the biggest question of my life.
Man.
I ask all members involved. I think everybody was so concerned, including myself, was so concerned with, how about this, including myself, and 100% including Herbie, everybody was concerned with what they were going to get for them. So it's like, Kid and Play, they did them. They had their movies, their cartoons, their records. Salt and Pepper had their big records. Dana Dane had his records. I had my records. And Herbie was the puppet master. And still,
that's the reason. That was Wu-Tang before Wu-Tang.
Of course, it was. But everybody was so into their individual endeavors that they never took a time. Somebody should have been able to take everybody, including Herbie, pull them to the side and say, look, y'all, strength and greatness are in numbers. You need to do this. If that was done, even if it was like Kid and Play did House Party,
no reason why you guys shouldn't have been in it.
Salt and Pepper should have been the two girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should have been things like that.
Yep.
But everybody was on their own thing at the time, and that was a thing about the late 80s, early 90s. It was a very individual era with very few exceptions, like the Juice Crew. Because think about it. Russell Simmons had a crew, Run DMC and all them. Yeah. They ain't never did no records together.
Nah, they really didn't.
Run DMC and Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, and LL was never on one record.
Nope.
They did, they got in Crush Groove.
Yeah.
Which was dope. But they could have had a way bigger movement. And their movement was huge. So it wasn't just Herbie. And I know that Herbie thing, it was like the tone was us against them. Like us against Russell's crew. They used to call Russell's crew the Russians. And it's like,
shouts to Russia associated labels.
Yes, right. But it was like, why couldn't we all just team up and crush and just we could have had a solidified era.
It would have been crazy. Yeah, I still don't understand. But
it can even happen now. Outside the alumni, that whole crew can easily get together and go on tour. It ain't like,
and you talking money.
Everything costs.
I mean, that would sell out everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It's like but it's still the same. I still feel it's the same. It's the same thing. It's like everybody's gotten to a point in their career where we all feel that we command a certain price. But sometimes people don't get the biggest picture. Yeah, the biggest picture is the only way the people will ring your name out forever is if it's a circular motion. You got to give back to the people, and the people give back to you. And sometimes you got to, I'm not saying to do stuff for free, but you got to think about the very big picture that the cultural picture that entails.
And we in a weird genre. It's the best and the worst genre in music. It's the only genre where people are like, get out of here. You was doing whatever in the 80s. You never heard someone tell, like, People Bryson, sit down somewhere. It was like, you celebrate the music. You're supposed to celebrate the people who made the music the music.
Well, unfortunately, rap is based on styles, trends, and fads. Yeah. If you listen to the core of any rap record is based on things that don't last. So you can't be mad at when, rappers or whatever get older and the people don't treat it that way when the whole thing was based on the time. People, in 1990, people talk some 1990 stuff.
Yeah, it's true, but it's still music.
It was on some 94 stuff. It goes with the time. It doesn't try to look backwards.
Yeah. But for the record, you know, you got we would have had Sweet Tea. It would have been a movement. And then you know, you could perform Love in FX minor in the middle.
Day I performed that.
Yo,
they booming.
That's one of the most hilarious. Yo, Love in FX minor, my brother. That joint is classic. What is some of your favorite hip hop albums that you did not perform on?
Oh, my favorite hip hop albums?
Yeah.
Number one is Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
Yo, what's your favorite joint on there?
Moment I Fear, personally. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Second has to be Paid in Full.
Of course.
I'm just thinking of all the albums I used to just beat the hell up. Raising Hell.
Definitely.
Another favorite album, Malcolm McLaren and the world famous Supreme Team Buffalo Girls album.
Yo.
All day, I will play the album all day today.
Shouts to the world tour. Malcolm McLaren.
Electric Relaxation.
I thought you were gonna say Electric Boogaloo with Ali and Jerry.
Nah, I'm bugging. You know, Low End Theory, hands down.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shoot, I can keep going, man. There's so many.
Now you probably haven't been to the site because you're busy with Geek Mode. But I put down 1988 as the greatest year in hip hop. What say you?
I'm gonna always say 89. I ain't, I can't. I'm never gonna go past. I'm gonna stick to 1989.
All right.
Definitely, because there's so many. Everybody had 1989. To me, was the heart of the golden era.
See, I went with 88 because there's so many classic albums that came out of 88.
So many classic albums came out in 89.
We got the battle. I'm telling you, 88 crushes 89. But yeah, I feel you. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Listen, 88 had Going Off, Greatest Entertainer, He's DJ, I'm the Rapper, Nation of Millions, By All Means Necessary, Long Live Kane, Follow the Leader, Straight Outta Compton, Easy Does It, Strictly Business, In Control Volume 1, Light as a Rock, Too Hype.
No, 88 was classic. Like the pivotal years of golden era is 86, 88, 89, 92, 93, maybe 94 if you want to go that far.
Yeah, I mean, I tell most people I cut off my personal enjoyment around 96, 97.
Yeah, it peaked. I don't know if I can consider 96, 7, 8 golden era.
No.
But it definitely caps off at 98.
Listen, the leader of all geeks. This man, super geek. Shout outs to is he still Darth Goobies?
Oh yeah, my dog. Yeah, my dog don't play. You on it, man. You got your homework going.
Yeah, shout outs to Darth Goobies, the Imperial Governor. Geek Mode. Please do the knowledge. Please tell them about the site.
Well, Geek Mode the site is geekmodeonline.com. And then, the hub to the site where everybody just blacks out is the Geek Mode group page on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But Geek Mode was pretty much, I'm into collecting things. I collect sneakers, action figures, comic books, clothes, whatever. I'm just a hoarder. And I was tired. Me and my boy Martell, his name is Martell Berry. Me and Martell were tired of going to 10 different places online or even in the street to find everything we want. Sometimes we just want to get everything we want in one spot, like a Walmart for geeks. And so we decided to come up with Geek Mode, because Geek Mode, it's still in development, but it's there for people to see. Geek Mode is like a hub for all things pop culture / comic book related.
Right.
So, for example, it's the one place where if you type in Iron Man, you may see Iron Man sneakers, Iron Man hoodie, Iron Man toy, Iron Man comic book review, things like that. And this year we're going to branch it out into actual events where it's like, you know, geek-related parties, geek-related bowling, or whatever,
That's
or
dope.
trips to Comic-Con, like, a Geek Mode sponsored trip to Comic-Con. Well, we're not paying for people to go to Comic-Con, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, right,
like
right.
Class trip type thing. Things like that to just bring that community together. But even more importantly than all of that, people don't seem to understand that hip-hoppers, black kids are into this stuff. When they think of geeks, they think of like the 40-year-old virgin or some older white guy sitting at home reading comic books, playing with toys,
Right.
that don't have a life. But there's so many artists and DJs and all this kind of stuff that are into the same thing too. So another thing that we're doing this year is starting to spotlight those people as well, and spotlight people other than the people you see all the time on TV geeking out for stuff.
Yeah, you might find out Rakim got a dope GoBot collection or some shit.
You
know what I'm saying?
Dude, you would be surprised.
Yeah. Now the figures. Now I know you got mad Marvel joints. You got movie figures. I'm still jealous you got the G-Force joints. I'm sick that you had the G-Force. Yo, Battle of the Planets.
Yeah,
Underrated cartoon. One of the greatest cartoons ever created. So underrated.
Yeah. Yep.
And he has the figures. I'm jealous. But anyway, you got any new joints? Anything new? What was the latest things you got?
Latest thing I got it came to my house today. Man of Steel. There's a company called Hot Toys.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, the Man of Steel Hot Toys landed on my door today, and I'm like, damn, I'm not even home to open this joint up. But that's my latest, and I've been waiting for that one.
I just got the Baroness.
That's
toys.
dope.
Yeah.
Dope,
I don't know if you can see.
All right, you got your stuff up there. I see you.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff. I just got almost all the Avengers up there, the Hot Toy joints.
Yeah.
I don't have Coulson.
Yeah. There you go.
So what's the Kwame Holy Grail? What's the figure toy play set?
My Holy Grail, hands down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop until I have the actual Batman tumbler in my crib. That is my holy. I will not stop. I could be 99.3 years old, and I gotta have that tumbler in my house.
I hated the tumbler, man.
But you bugging, man.
Cause it needed a Batmobile.
I need the tumbler and the 1966 Batmobile.
Now you're talking.
I need both of them.
Man, now you're talking.
In my life. But I know that the tumbler can actually work and actually drive and actually do all the things that it was doing in that movie. Batmobile 1966, you can't even drive that thing anywhere. You gotta just keep it there.
That's true.
I need, when all shit breaks through, if the apocalypse happens, I need to be in that tumbler bouncing down I-95. That's what
okay, I fucked with you on that. You saw the 66 Batman Hot Toy, right?
Yes, and that Batmobile and them figures I need in my life.
Gotta get it. And I heard it's coming with the shark repellent.
Yeah, it does. It does. It comes out. It drops in April.
The shark repellent and the bomb. If you don't know the knowledge of in my opinion, that's my favorite Batman movie. I understand the trilogy, but that's my favorite Batman movie.
You can't beat the 66 movie.
You can't beat that. And shout outs to my man Caesar that's gonna paint on top of his mustache.
Yeah, right.
Still hilarious. Okay. I got Shazam over Superman. What you say?
They're both my two favorite heroes. Batman, Superman, Shazam, they're my three favorites. So I can't give Shazam over Superman because Superman can easily snatch Billy Batson up before that lightning even hits him.
Okay.
So it's like...
But I suppose. I mean, these are the same arguments that people got Batman over Superman because of
Well,
kryptonite.
there's no way.
There's no way that happens.
Man, they just acting stupid because they just love Batman.
Thank you.
Like that. Come on, man.
Thank you. There's people. There's a whole contingent of people that says this. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's the Church of Batman. He does no wrong in their eye.
Yeah, it's such ridiculous. Okay.
But Captain Marvel is the dude. So it's
yo, remember the cartoon?
I remember everything about Captain Marvel, man. That's my dude.
I used to love that cartoon.
He to me is the best superhero because, from a kid standpoint, because it gives a kid can easily want to be Captain Marvel because it's just a magic word and they can become anything they want to be as a superhero. And then with that magic word, they back to being a 10-year-old kid just having fun. Right. So and his perspective is still of the 10-year-old. Yeah. So he's just a big ass 10-year-old having fun. And that's the reason why he will not beat Superman, because his mind won't bring him to the point. He's not mentally developed enough to be able to beat Superman. That's the only reason why he can't beat him.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Like Superman can do something to Captain Marvel and he'll still have the fear of a 10-year-old and just cop out.
True. See, this man comes and does the knowledge.
Son, it's a wrap. It's not going to happen.
Oh, I guess that's fair. That's fair. Damn it. Favorite cartoons growing up? What did you watch?
Of course, Battle of the Planets. That's probably top. And second top, to be honest with you, Bugs Bunny, man. I love Bugs Bunny appealed to me on the geek side and the music side. Because of the orchestration and how they, the art, the hand-drawn art, to me it was funny as hell. Between that and Tom and Jerry, and the orchestration in it definitely sparked my imagination. And then, of course, you got your mainstays like Voltron and G.I. Joe and Transformers and Thundercats. I used to also like the old 1960s Marvel.
The stop action joints when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Yeah, but I never really knew that those were the actual comics.
Yeah.
Like I got I was fortunate enough to I got Hulk #1, and
listen to this guy.
Looking at Hulk #1 and watching that cartoon, it's the same exact art, everything. It's just cut out and put in cartoon form. So if you're a real comic book head, like classic comic book head, those cartoons definitely, between that and the old school 40s Superman, the Max Fleischer Superman cartoon,
right?
Those cartoons are incredible.
Yeah, I remember waking up early to watch those joints because as a kid, you don't know what time nothing comes on. You just get up early. I only knew that those were on and the Jackson 5 cartoon was on.
Yeah.
Dumb early in the morning on the Chicago joint, on the WGN joint.
See, yeah, for me, it came on right after school. Like I would have to come right home from school. And at 3:00, those Marvel joints would come on. Yo. And you never knew which one was going to come on that day. So you'd be hoping for because Thor and Namor, those were like the rare ones. So if you caught a Thor or a Namor, you was like, yo, those are my joints.
Yeah, because it was always Iron Man and Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shouts to Ghostface. He used their music on there. Okay, DC or Marvel?
I'm a DC head, but I respect them both. Like, I don't like to go...
We're not saying you hate the other. I'm just saying what you prefer.
If I had to pick, it's DC.
Okay. Yeah. Favorite characters besides... favorite Marvel character? We know you're DC guys. Who's your Marvel character?
My favorite Marvel... first of all, hands down, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the one character. The reason why I like Spider-Man, he's the one character out of all superheroes, to me, that you really get a sense of who he is as a person. The way he was written, the way he's presented. And he's the one character that started out as a little kid, a 15-year-old, and now, well, he's back alive or whatever, but now in modern time, a grown man. So it's not like I'm not going to be reading Spider-Man comics or anything like that. But Spider-Man is the one character that gives me that feeling, the same feeling I had when I was a kid when I liked Spider-Man. now. So you have that character like that. I love Thor. I love Namor. Like Namor is my dude in Marvel.
Yo.
Namor is my dude. I don't know, for whatever reason, I love Galactus.
Yo, I saw you had the Galactus joint too in the studio at one point. Right? Yeah.
Nah, I love Galactus and Silver Surfer. I love all that cosmic, like anything cosmic in Marvel, like the Inhumans, all them type of dudes. Those were my dudes in Marvel. Like that's why I love Secret Wars and stuff like that. So
yeah.
You know.
Okay, all right.
And Hulk. What am I talking about? Hulk's like my number one dude in Marvel. Like classic Hulk. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be Hulk when I grew up.
Yeah, see, your Galactus love is like my Juggernaut love. I love the Juggernaut for some reason. I got like mad Juggernaut figures and everything over here. Overrated characters. DC
Wolverine.
or Marvel? Yes. I said Cyclops too, but definitely Wolverine.
Wolverine. He's everywhere doing everything. And we had this conversation on Geek Mode, and I said, because everybody likes to hate on Superman. So I was like, yo, if all shit hit the fan, who would you want to save you, Wolverine or Superman? And so people like Wolverine. I said, Wolverine will get you killed.
Right.
He ain't going to save you. Matter of fact, I have never seen Wolverine save anybody but himself and maybe somebody on his team. How is he a hero? He don't do nothing but kill people, cut them up, and save his teammates. Superman will go out of his way and save anything, anybody, any species, whatever. That's a hero. Wolverine is a mercenary. I don't know what he is. He's a soldier. He just does what he does.
Even Deadpool saves people.
Yeah. Wolverine, I've never seen it. Now, people could correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen Wolverine run into some burning building.
With a little cat under his arm and Susie Homemaker.
Yeah, anything. Just somebody.
Okay, that's fair. What do you
With the exception of that whack Wolverine movie that just happened, he was mad because he couldn't save a bear. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, the second was better than the first one, though.
It was better, but
it was both.
The first was so bad. Yeah. Anything is better than the.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you got the merc with a mouth and you sew his mouth shut.
Yeah,
for some fucking reason. What are your thoughts on the Transformers and G.I. Joe movies? Good. Me too.
I don't like the Transformers movies at all. I like the visuals. I do like the visuals, but I don't like the movies. G.I. Joe, if I was able to do G.I. Joe, I would make G.I. Joe what the Expendables is. Like, I wouldn't make them the way they are. I would make them the same guys that are in the Expendables. Instead of the names that they have, I would just give them the G.I. Joe name. Jet Li, it could be Snake, or it could be Storm Shadow or whatever. Somebody else could be Snake Eyes. Stallone could be Duke. It doesn't matter. But guys from that era, because those are 80s dudes. And I would make G.I. Joe a secret faction of the armed forces that were in the 80s. And for some reason, Cobra Commander's back, and them dudes got to get back together and rip shit up. That would be a perfect G.I. Joe movie for me. Either that or straight up and down, almost like Saving Private Ryan mixed with Joe characters, like on some real action shit. All this extra, I want to make a Hollywood blockbuster. It's like too watered down to me. I wasn't really messing with it.
Yeah, I was of the opinion that just take what was on the cartoon, like the Pyramid of Darkness joint. That's a trilogy. The Making Us a Panther, you going to get it. I mean, you could turn it into some old Indiana Jones / war. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
It's like some of those movies are made, like Iron Man 3 included. Iron Man 3, Transformers, G.I. Joe, to me, are movies made to sell toys. Instead of just making dope movies and then there's toys involved. But those movies are like long toy commercials to me. Yeah.
Now, the Transformers joint, after I saw the first movie, I decided I was never going to see another one.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it after that. And the G.I. Joe, it's just because I'm a big G.I. Joe head, so I got to keep watching those. But you got to, as awful as Iron Man 3 was, those hot toys.
No, I'm saying that was the best. That's the best toy commercial ever.
Yeah.
because those suits are dope as hell, and I'm getting them. But,
yeah, but the movie and Mandarin had so much promise.
They trying to fix that though.
Yeah, with the one-shot joint.
Yeah.
Silverhawks or Thundercats?
You know what? When Silverhawks was out, I was pretty much on the road rocking, and I never really exposed myself to it. So I gotta say Thundercats. And I know the Silverhawks are dope, but I was just never around to watch it like that.
Yeah, you gotta go back. It was as close as that we were gonna get to G-Force again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta watch it.
That was the closest we were gonna get.
My little brother used to put me up on it, and it was just like, damn. But nobody would never tape it for me. So when I come home, it was like, yo, did y'all hook me up with something? And it was before you could go buy DVDs of the whole season and stuff. So if it wasn't on, you ain't gonna see it.
True. Video games. Did you get down with the video games? The NES, Genesis?
I'm not too much of a gamer. I'm not really a gamer like that.
I figured most of the if you go on geek mode, most of that stuff is Marty, right?
What, the video game stuff?
Yeah.
No, we got this kid named Johnny Pop.
Oh yeah, Johnny Pop. He just did the Sega Master System joint.
Yeah. He's like he's the video game dude. Like he goes in.
He did the Sega Master. I saw the first one. I was like, yo, I had to comment on that joint. That was dope. Okay, the sneakers, the shoe game, big collector. Yo, by the way, Platinum. You still got the Muppets with the sneakers?
Oh yeah, definitely. They still up.
That shit's so dope.
They still up.
I want to record just so I can have a dope studio. I'm not even gonna put out any music. I just want the studio with all my joints in there. He has Muppets with sneakers on.
Well, the way my studio is designed, it's like action figures, larger action figures, or things like Muppets or whatever, and sneakers, either custom-made sneakers to go with the figures. So, like, for example, if it's a Batman figure, there's a Batman sneaker to match, or Darth Vader with Darth Vader sneakers on, or Kermit the Frog with the Adidas Kermit the Frog sneakers. Gonzo has these custom-made Nike SB Gonzo SBs.
And so the animal joint. The animal joint.
Yeah, the animal's rocking. There are some Adidas animal sneakers, but I put on the Nike Air Force 1 Year of the Dog. If you know about the Year of the Dog sneakers, they got fur on them. They look just like animal. So I just that's just my little like I got a little art museum going on in my spot.
Now, what is your favorite sneaker? Your personal favorite? Do you have one?
Like just all around, like no matter what, I like these.
Yeah.
SBs.
SBs.
Yeah. Wow. Dunks. I'm starting to really appreciate Jordans now. Mm-hmm. But when they were out back in the days, I didn't like them.
Me neither, because everybody had them.
Yeah, I just wasn't messing with Jordans, and I'm kind of messing with them right now.
Yo,
I'm kind of messing with them right now.
It's a good 6 versions of the retros. Now, once you get past like, what's it, 10? Not 10, like 20 or something, they're awful. But the first 15 or whatever, what is your most prized pair?
My most prized pair are these Dunks called What the Dunks, and they're like all the classic Dunks thrown in 2 pairs of pair of shoes. So it's like it don't even match. They just all over the place.
Word.
My old prized pair was these '84 Gucci's, but then Gucci remade them, so it don't even. What else? These Black Album Air Force Ones. Jay-Z signed these Black Album Air Force Ones that were never available. And I love my PlayStation 2 Air Force.
Got those.
Yeah, I love them joints. I'll never wear them, but I got them. I got them on display with the PlayStation.
Damn, those joints is dope.
Yeah, I love them.
I think my favorites are all hip hop related. The Run DMC My Adidas joints with the gold chain on the joint.
Oh yeah.
And the De La Dunks.
Oh yeah, I love the De La Dunks. I still wear those.
I don't want to, but I need another pair.
De La Dunks I pull out every so often. And, oh yeah, I'm bugging my shell toe Adidas that say JMJ on it.
Yeah,
that's the J.
Yeah, those are the ones I refuse to wear them. I wore them in my bedroom once.
Yeah.
I can't take those outside at no point in life. When Spinderella was on the show, the first time, we played a game. And the game was I named the MC and she named the DJ. She did pretty good.
I'll probably suck.
I'm not even gonna ask you to do that.
No, I'm pretty good.
No. What I'm gonna do?
Shit. I ain't
No. What I'm saying is I'm gonna name an album, and you name the MC, the hip hop artist who made the album.
Don't do it because I'll lose.
Come on, these are gonna be easy. I'm gonna watch this. Watch this.
Now, don't give me nothing easy, but I'm just saying
it's gonna be easy for you.
I never remember names of albums, but go on, that's cool.
You're gonna remember. Watch this. 14 shots to the dome.
LL.
You see, Hot Cool and Vicious.
Salt and Pepper.
Seminar.
Seminar. I don't know why I'm thinking Gangstar, but I don't think that's true. Who's Seminar?
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I ain't gonna never know that.
And the winner. I gotta throw some out here. And the winner is.
And the winner is a name of I got a song called that, but
no, not you.
I don't know.
Really?
I probably know it, and I don't feel stupid when you tell me. But I'm telling you, I don't know this stuff.
All right, and the winner is by Richard Simpson.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the name. Oh yeah, you're right. It's him standing on the podium. It's actually Howie T and Chubb Rock, and the winner.
Well, I couldn't say that part. But
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I now. Yeah. Once I get it, I know it. I got the album. I'm not good at retaining album name.
In Full Effect.
That's.
If you can't say it all.
Talking about Stetsasonic?
That's who it is.
There's somebody else got an album called In Full Effect though. Other than Stetsasonic.
Really? That's the only one I know.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now.
In Full Effect, another hip hop joint.
A West Coast album.
Oh, I damn sure probably wouldn't know that. In Full Effect.
Either In Full Effect or Full Effect, but I'll get it.
I know. Mantronics had a joint called something like that in Full Effect.
Yes, that might.
Yeah, Mantronics did. Let me see. Legal.
Special Ed.
Yeah. Let me think of one more, and then I'll let you go. Let me think of something that you should get that you're not gonna get.
Son of Yvonne.
Who is that?
See? Ha!
Son of Yvonne.
Son of Yvonne is a dope album by Golden Era artist Master Ace.
Oh.
Dope album.
I can't believe I was stumped. I've never stumped in hip hop. I've never stumped in hip hop stuff. Damn, that's pretty good then. I respect you. you know, and the damn thing changed.
That sounds like that's got to be something West Coast. I don't know.
Nice and smooth.
Ain't a damn thing changed?
Ain't a damn thing changed. That had Cake and Eat It too, and sometimes a rhyme slow on it.
I never knew the name of that album.
Yeah, that was their joint.
Like my whole thing was like, yo, I'm getting that new Nice and Smooth album.
Pretty much.
And I go into the store. You got the new Nice and Smooth? I don't even never. That's like, it's almost like movie titles that are too long. I never asked for the long movie title ticket. I just like, let me get that movie right there.
Yeah, the new joint.
Yeah, the new Clint Eastwood movie.
All right. Wrapping this up. Nasty or Incognito?
Incognito.
Wrong answer. Nasty was better.
Nah, man.
Nasty was better. You had to.
You know why? Why I like Incognito better?
The beats on Nasty was crazy. Why'd you like it better?
To me, Nasty was overproduced. I like the beats on it, but it was way overproduced. I tried to do way too much on that album. It was a lot going on. Where Incognito was almost underproduced, but Incognito personally taught me how to produce a record without sampling. Where everything else that I did before that was always sample based. And everything that I did after Incognito, production wise, was minimal sample based to no sample based. And I always thought I had to rely on a sample as a producer. And then when I got that independent deal to do Incognito, the whole album was done and it was full of samples. And the label said, you can't put this album out.
It's going to cost too much?
We're not paying for no samples, period. So it forced me to be on a creative level that I wasn't on. The only issue was, and I'm not giving excuses for the album. I love the album.
No, the album's dope.
We were constrained a lot of times. Like, you don't create an album and go to the studio and you can't turn the music up because the business next door to you calls the cops on you every day, or the mix engineer never mixed the record before. It was just like the worst. It was the best/worst experience. So I learned everything that I applied to the music industry now, I learned on the Incognito album. So that's why it has a special place for me over any of the other albums except for the first album.
Yeah, the first album. Yeah, I still don't understand how you came up with the rhythm. That's just crazy. I remember I read somewhere, heard somewhere you had to go and chop up the joints yourself. And
I went into it was before I got the deal or anything. I went into the studio. I had money. I was working at a grocery store, and I had money from the grocery store, and I asked how much time I can get. They said I can get 8 hours on Christmas morning. So Christmas morning, 1988, 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. I went in there, and I was like, yo, this is going to be the most productive 8 hours I've ever had in my life. And I went and I did, I would say, 5 songs out of the 8 songs on the album. Actually, I did 6 songs that night, but 4 of the 6 made the first album.
Now, is that why you hit them with this Christmas because everybody's rapping?
Probably. Now I think about it, I wasn't even thinking about that. But I know I wrote that rhyme like right before we went in there.
Damn.
So I'm pretty sure it had to have been that.
That joint was, yeah, the rhythm, the funky drumming. Nobody's done anything to funky drumming like that.
But I didn't want to just use funky drum. I wanted to like do it in a slick way. So I like that I love the whole style of chopping and just taking other records to make one cohesive beat. That record had so many different chops just to make the drum pattern. So that was just an experiment.
Yeah, shouts to Bob James joint. Everything, yeah, it's crazy. Last things before I let you get out of here. Couple of things. Oh, I heard somewhere, and this could totally not be true because people bullshit. But I heard that you got an apology from Puff and Big.
You know what? I don't think it's not necessarily an apology. It was more like,
our bad. We didn't think it was gonna be that big of a shit.
It was like, yo, it was just a line. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing personal. Like, I knew Puff. I didn't know Big, but I knew everybody in that whole camp.
Right.
And to this day, everybody in that camp, I'm super cool with. Like, me and Caesar super cool. Me and Puff are cool. Me and Kim are cool. Me and his manager, Mark Pitts, at the time, we're super cool. So it was like, and a lot of those people in his camp, I knew before records.
Right.
So it was like, it's not like I met y'all just making records and stuff like that. I've known, like, for example, Big's manager and A Sharp were classmates from elementary school. So that's how I knew Homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those type of things. So it was just more like
the thing that was bugged out though. I don't know what exactly what it was though. When you listen to the music, when you listen to the song, I paid no attention to it. I just thought, oh, this is a clever line. No, yeah. I don't know how it became. And I was talking to my man.
People hyped it up. You know, people just made it like, yo, Biggie murked you. And they ran with it and they believed in it. Because at the time, Biggie was the hottest dude out. Yeah. So people are more sheep than leaders. And, you know, they just was like, yo, if he says it's whack, it's whack.
Yeah, that was the turn. And like 94, all the sheeps came out. And it was just like we was talking earlier. It was just like your favorite team. It's like before you would listen to, put it like this. There's a classic example. I used to bump MC Shan.
Uh-huh.
And I loved The Bridge Is Over. You didn't have to choose sides.
Yeah.
He was like, I love KRS-One. I love MC Shan. I love Shantae. I love Fruquan, even though she murked him on stage. You didn't have to pick sides. But once this 94, 95
because what happens is people flock to money, and they money is magnetic. So once you see now, this was the first time in hip hop, especially in the New York scene, where we can physically see the money being made. Like, we didn't see how much money LL Cool J was making or Russell Simmons was making. They wasn't or Run DMC. They were making good money, but they weren't throwing it in our face.
Nah.
So from 94 with the Bad Boy era, it's like, yo, we got millions of dollars and we putting it up. Mm-hmm. We showing y'all. And when you start doing that, people start to choose sides. Money changes everybody and everything.
Yeah.
And people start choosing sides, and they want to be on the money side, because it's like, you're not going to get any of their money.
Right.
But,
yeah,
it's movements. It was a lot of movements starting. You know, even before that, it was like a Wu-Tang movement, even though that wasn't a money-based movement. But the movements that started garnering a lot of checks started to happen. Wu-Tang, Bad Boy, Rough Riders, Death Row. These were movements that were happening, and people just started doing this, you know, DC Marvel thing. Like, whose side you on?
Exactly. And the other thing, we always had this argument, well, not argument, but discussion, like 80s, early 90s. That was really, even, you know, given the Bad Boy, the shiny suit era, that was still the most bragging stuff back in the 80s. But the thing was, it was all attainable. Run DMC come out and be like, my Adidas. I'm like, I went to Foot Locker. I got some Adidas too. LL say, my radio. I got a fucking JVC too. So it was all attainable. It wasn't like, look at this $1,000 bottle of malt liquor. It was OE. It was like, yeah, I can go down to 7-Eleven and get OE too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what made it dope. It was just the fact, and I was telling my man, I said, the reason why that thing blew up like that is because Kwame was, using your word, I think, a movement. If you were nothing, you know, if you was Skilo, people would just be like, all right.
It wouldn't have been an impact. It's only impactful if everybody knows what it is.
Yeah, you nobody until, you know. So that was just what I had thought about that. What annoys you about hip hop now?
Oh, let me give you an example.
All right.
I was at a club last night, and these dudes came in, and it was like they had the rapper kit on. It was the shiny snapback with the big shiny stunner shades on, the shirts with the pictures in the front and the leather sleeves, the tight leather jogging pants with the, you know, strappy sneakers, the fake ass diamond chains. They're all standing there doing the same poses they see on TV. It's like emulation. It's like Halloween. Rappers like Halloween now.
Yeah.
And everybody's the same character.
Right.
And then they get on stage. I want to give a shout out. This one is in the building. That one, nobody knows who any of these people are. You spending more time shouting everybody out because it's like you're getting a chance to act like what you see on TV.
Yeah.
And then they start performing. How the hell the hype man has the only working mic? The rappers were so busy holding their chains up and showing their grills and doing the movements that they not to sound like I'm rapping, but you so busy trying to look the part, you forgot about the art. It's like you just up there, you trying to be, they came with a gang of chicks, and it's like
they the video.
Yeah, it's like, rap has become a parody of itself. Everything a rapper does now, I don't care who the rapper is. Most of the rappers now are what we would have made fun of back then.
Definitely, they're caricatures.
Yeah. And it's like, people don't understand why I've been doing a lot of R&B music. It's because I don't believe in the rap records. I don't believe in it. And I was talking to my boy, he's around my age, and we were saying the thing about hip-hop was supposed to be for us, and the older generations just didn't get it. But if they wanted to get it, we could break it down and it would make all logical sense.
Yes.
Now, I'm the older generation. I look at the younger generation of hip-hop. I get it. I understand exactly what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're doing it, and why they're doing it. And I'm saying that shit is whack. For the most part.
Yeah.
Not everybody's whack. So for the most part, that stuff is whack. And all you so concerned with, quote unquote, being turned up. You're not concerned with what just the energy you're putting out there. Everything is about being turned up.
Yeah.
Everything. It's like, really? Everybody, y'all just came into this game millionaires. Everything is just
instant fame. It's microwave.
Yeah, it's like chicks, excuse my language, chicks can suck somebody off and they're famous now. You know what I'm saying?
Instant.
Dudes could just throw a bunch of money on the floor and now he's famous. It's like, and I could go on for days. It's like, and I also, I was like, hip hop has totally deconstructed what a beautiful black woman is. It's totally deconstructed. A woman now cannot go outside looking like herself anymore because she needs to compete with what's going on in those videos, in those pictures. It's the ridiculous weaves now, the ridiculous eyelashes, like damn snuffleupagus. Yeah. It's like they have totally deconstructed themselves to the point where I can't get behind it at all. Certain things, yeah. Will I do a rap project with somebody if it's the right situation? Cool. But I never got into this game strictly for the money. So for me to sit up there and do some rap record with somebody just for a check, I'm gonna hate it, and I'm not gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna miss this month's car payment because I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I told my man, he was rhyming. I said, listen, if you blow up, you're gonna hate the song that blew you up. You'll never want to perform it because in order to blow up, you got to make some bullshit.
Yeah.
And if you are a hip hop dude, whatever blows you up, you're gonna despise it. You would be sick of performing it.
If you're a hip hop dude at 20, and then you start doing your old school circuit by 35, if you still think you're gonna be behind that dumb shit you said at 20, at least look at Slick Rick. Slick Rick is 49 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He can get on stage and tell a story like Lottie Dottie from a perspective of, check out what happened to me when I was 19.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from 19 to 49. You know what I'm saying? he could say all these words the same way and still get the same feeling. I just don't.
This stuff is not timeless.
I don't know if somebody's going to get on stage at 49
and tell us about Molly.
Yeah, it's like so whack.
It's going to be terrible. Yeah, it's not time. They don't make timeless classics, and people throw out that classic word far too much. And
well, you can't tell what's going to be a classic until, like, for example, people say Only You or The Rhythm or classics. I didn't think they were ever going to be classics when I made them. Well, you did. You just got to be like,
we knew.
I guess so. Like, my perspective is different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like from a creative perspective. Yeah. But it's like I never would have thought me in my 40s I'm gonna be rapping about the stuff that I rapped about when I was 16. And I don't feel stupid rapping about it.
Well, I mean, it was because it was part of the art, and the what really fucked up rap, hip hop, is it turned into a job for people more so than a hobby or art or a feeling. Because before, and it's just like basketball. That's why I don't really fuck with the NBA like that anymore. Because my theory was always, if you a hip hop head, and the people like yourself, you're an artist, if you never got into the studio on Christmas, you would have still been outside rapping somewhere.
Yeah.
You would have been on the block rapping. You would have been with your man rapping. Just like basketball. If Magic Johnson wouldn't have went to Michigan State, he would have been playing basketball on the court somewhere. But a lot of the NBA players right now, if they said, nah, there's no money in the NBA, they would never pick up a ball again. And rappers, if they was like, yeah, rap, we're not really paying you like that, they would not pick up the mic again. There's not...
Like perfect. Animal. Well, you're right. But it can go. I wish rap has to get totally deconstructed for it to be great again. Like I just need rap to go the way of classic jazz. A classic jazz musician, even a gospel artist, when they make records, they ain't making no money. They'll go on a gang of tours and stuff like that, but technically they're not going to get record money.
Right.
But they do it because there's one kid, he loves to play the sax. He loves to play the trumpet. He loves to play the piano. That's his thing. He loves jazz. He don't even understand it. He's 19 years old. He's listening to Thelonious Monk or Charlie Parker or somebody like that, and he can't understand why that's the stuff he want to make. And he don't care. He's going to get a deal with Blue Note or whoever. They're going to pay him $20,000. He's not going to buy no chain or nothing.
That's just a bonus.
He's going to get himself a little apartment in Harlem somewhere and pack a bag and go on tour and rock for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Hip-hop needs to be that now. I don't... All that... Once, every rapper could get a Bentley and every rapper could get a Ferrari. Like, come on, man. That's so corny to me, man.
It's no good. It's the same. I could talk to you about this stuff forever. But I'm gonna let you go. Last things. We got the Algebra. We plug that again.
Yeah, Algebra Blessett, a new album that I'm the executive producer on, and I produced 5 cuts on that album. It comes out tomorrow everywhere: iTunes, Best Buy, Amazon. The artist's name is Algebra Blessett. The album is called Recovery. This is our sophomore album. If you love great songs, great storytelling, great R&B, that's the album to buy. So definitely check that out tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt. And Twitter, we got my man on Twitter. Give him your handle.
Yeah, Twitter is Kwame Did It. DIDIT. Kwame Did It. Facebook, Kwame the Boy Genius. Instagram, Kwame Vision.
Yo, you have to get him on Instagram. It's hilarious.
Hey, I've been putting some crazy stuff up there.
The old school pictures are ridiculous. At Geek Mode Online.
Yes, and at Geek Mode Online. If you're into the comic book stuff, the figures, the sneakers, the toys, all that kind of stuff, geekmodeonline.com or on Twitter at Geek Mode Online. Same thing with Instagram at Geek Mode Online. Check us out.
Yo, Kwame, I appreciate you coming on the show. And I got to get the rest of the alumni on the joint. I gotta get everybody else on
here. Yeah. We about to hit a European tour, in a month or two, and so we real gassed about that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I'll try to make it happen. Get everybody up on it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yo, Daredevil or Batman? Who wins?
Come on, man. Nobody beats Batman. Nobody. Nobody.
Jesus. Rogue or Wonder Woman? Rogue versus Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Thor versus Superman.
Superman.
Okay. All right. Hey, I gotta.
I hate when people go Thor versus Shazam. I'm like, yo, Thor is one god. Shazam is 7. Shut up.
Yo, on that note, look, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for listening. I don't know how long we've been talking. This might end up being a 2-parter. Anyway, from my man, boy genius, man genius, K1, Kwame.
That's right.
Yeah, we out.
All right, peace.